Like you waited one day and it was buy. Like you literally buy it the next day, and Fortinet's been up the entire time. So good look there. It eventually like $5-6, so you could have got like 7 or 8% in a couple of days on Fortinet. And Palo Alto's a better company. I don't think it does what Fortinet does, but certainly it could be exciting if we do dip down. But there is exciting news for Canadian traders who are sophisticated, and that's Beta Pro by Globex Canada launching 6 new triple leverage ETFs, offering 3 times bull and 3 times bear exposure to the S&P TSX 60, semiconductors, and U.S. Treasuries. And even better, they're offering a special fee rebate, dropping management fees to just 65 basis points until end of the year, this year, 2025. These ETFs also employ currency hedging to seek to neutralize the U.S. dollar exposure, providing performance that may more accurately reflect the underlying U.S. equity indices. If you're a tactical, sophisticated trader looking to amplify your performance, check out betapro.ca 3x daily to learn more. Scan the QR code you see out in front of you. And it doesn't have to be the bear that they show there. You can be bullish and take advantage. So, yeah, if we get an opportunity to dip into Fortinet, I think, like, if I've sort of picked I own Palo Alto, I own CrowdStrike, but I've elected that I want to buy cyber on dips. Like, it's been really, oh my goodness. Load PC, load letter. That's.
Go NVIDIA right now. Here, while you're waiting for that to load.
It's CIBR. It's like annoying because cyber is the other one. That's like CyberArk. That's the one this is the one that I picked up. And if it dips, I think it's an easy. You just don't want to, this is not going to rinse me if Palo Alto does something nonsensical. And I already own enough PanW, so I want my exposure to start going into an ETF instead. And this one owns more Palo Alto and CrowdStrike than Hack, which a lot of people like to look at.
All of y'all are welcome, and I just do Tina salute to all of you guys as well, because there it is, man. There's 30 cents in the money for NVIDIA, so it's still going. We're only out of 10% of this trade, so we're thinking we're at about 12%. We're gonna see if it goes out. I did get some out at 20, here we go. So we're starting to, okay, now here's 33, 34s, starting to go up a little bit higher. Let's get out of another 5% or so at 35 if we're lucky enough to do that, and then we'll sort of start to get a little bit happier now because we were starting to go higher. And remember, this is still a dead market. It's still still Christmas time, by the way. Happy Christmas to everybody. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
To you and yours, of course. Thank God it's not Christmas in my house, because the amount of gifts that would be floating around would probably bankrupt me. But 182.40s right now. Marissa just went to go pick up her hockey equipment, which we got new bag, new warm-up stuff. Her jerseys are coming tonight. They're dressing up the dressing room. They're gonna have like a big jersey reveal tonight for all the girls. She's got new pants. She hasn't had new pants in years, and obviously she's gotten way bigger now. New skate. We need to have trades like this. So shout out to the traders out there hitting the keys with me, because there it goes right now to the upside. There goes NVIDIA. I mean, I planned this out pretty much as clean as we could have. Right there, I said that we were going for a 182 break. We weren't panicking about this trade at all. We took it. It went against us 10 cents or something. And now you're up in the money 40 cents. So congratulations to all of you guys out there. We're back in the building right now. But I'm only back for 4 days. And then 4 days next week. And then 4 days and 4 days and 4 days. As many weeks as possible as we take some Fridays and Mondays off. What's up, Adara?
Trump is greeting these European leaders here at this event with the European leaders and, of course, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. Right now, he's just kind of introducing and naming everyone. We're going to have to wait and see what happens at this meeting. I'll be covering this for you. If anything market-related takes place, I will let you know. There wasn't too much market moving that happened at the previous meeting with Zelensky, which is about an hour and a half ago. But I'll let you guys know, of course, if anything major happens here. Back to you.
Thanks, Adair. And who knows if anything is going to move the markets. I think if you're looking at that meeting, probably nat gas is going to be affected, oil prices maybe a little bit. Certainly that's where you're looking. And we want positive news. We want the word ahead, clearly. I just don't think it's not going to matter to the chips, it's not going to matter to the Qs. Ultimately, you wish that's how the world worked, but even if you was to enter war right away, you'd be looking at defense names. For sure. So jumping right back in. We want Wolf. Look, I said I like Wolf to flip short. It already flat bottom broke once. 990 down to 950. It just bounced back in. That 3/4 mark, right? So effectively 990, 10 bucks, right? Like 950 comes in, comes to the 3/4 mark and then curls again. That's 975. So pick that one up, 975. I want to give it to the prior low, which is actually like 82. So I want to be out if it gets to 982. When I say the prior low, I don't mean the pre-market. I mean after the open, the prior low was actually $9.82. So that's what I want to give it to, and then see if it can't press back into that 950 zone. A little bit of a rinse and repeat action there. Did notice Tesla's trying to triple top it to the upside as well. Not really the same juice that it had the first time it went in, but it is still going. Tesla looking real strong, 1.5% to the upside. Would love to see it break out, but I don't necessarily want a breakout trade on it. The way it's been rejecting up here at 335,
X-ray Golf Sierra Kilo frequency change.
Trade. So I'm looking for, ideally you pull back into where there was consolidation, like 334.5, that or the volume weighted average price. There, maybe down in there if we get some kind of a dip on Tesla. So I got that level 2 up, obviously Wolf, SMCI, if it breaks trend, still had that one set. SMCI, if it breaks trend, would be a breakout above that high right in there, and then back into TerraWolf, which I just feel like the stock has turned it. And when a small capper, or small capper, decides to lose the volume weighted average price in the afternoon, a lot of times you can just see the trend back into the downside. It was a long earlier, I didn't really long it till here. It had what was a sloppy stop out that turned me more red than I should have been on stock, it should have been green. But we'll just go to the short side here. 75 short, we'll get some out when it goes about 7-8 cents in the money. We're risking about 5, so we want to make sure we get better than that 1-to-1. And if it gets back to VWAP, I might, if it breaks 80 and gets to VWAP, I might try it at $10. But that's 2 separate trades. We'll make sure that this one does not go absolutely ham. Or Alpha saying open is blasting. It is?
Blasting a little bit, yeah.
This is a thick stock. It's done it's weird. I kind of went this morning. It felt like it was going to do. Oh man, this thing could do like 700-800 million in volume by the end of the day. But it's 350. It's not like it stopped doing volume, but it did taper off quite a bit. But that's a nice little ramp up. What you like to see, and you guys can see that here, like volume is increasing as it's trying to bounce higher on open door. So I guess the door is open for this one to break out $4 today. I'll put it solidly on the maybe. I don't know if I want to move. If SMCI loses VWAP, I might throw this one up on the side chart. But I want to show you something on level 2 for open. Even as it's going up, like you're seeing this every few levels, where someone just multiple gateways are jamming like size on the offer, and that's at 80. That's at 80, and then you'll see the same thing at 85. So there's a lot of chunk selling on the way upside in this, which might slow it going into the high of the day. Like you want to see those maybe bring it down a bit and then join the long instead of chase this thing after it's already, like this is run from the lows, what, 20% almost? Not quite. More like 15% from the bottom. That's pretty solid already. It's only up 19% on the day, so it's almost got the whole thing right back in here. I don't know that that's one I want to chase. Maybe buy a little dip if you can. But for now, I'll have that as SMCI order on because that's been a relatively strong name. And Wolf, kind of going sideways. But I don't mind if this one's a bit boring because it's sliding lower, which is fine.
All right, I mean, I've traded Open Door today. It's the number 2 P&L name on across the show's platform. P&L doesn't matter. I'm just telling you that this is what we've done right there. We've made money. We have very little shares left, so that's why the fact that it's ripping up here is what it is. We are out of 40% of NVIDIA. I think this is more important. This is actually a guided trade right now that I sort of was talking about earlier on today. Yeah, look, so NVIDIA, it's stopping in and around these levels where we've had memory before. Remember, like this is the open, it was struggling, ripped up into that level and then made the move back down. So for me right now, I'm not overly excited about potentially more longs right now in NVIDIA. It is starting to fade back out a little bit. There is, of course, more news about Zelensky's talking. They've talked about security guarantees. They've talked about, different things. I don't think that that's going to affect the market whatsoever, the Zelensky Putin news, but we are in power hour and hopefully we can get the power going. on these trades. So we just got another piece right there, just right now at 26s. So we are starting to fade back out again. We're only long at 01s here on NVIDIA, but a bunch of outs here, mid 30s, and that's about it. So that's it for me. We could cover some open door in and around this area. Let's just see what you guys want to do right now. I'm going to reset this. So this is our board here.
We will speak more about security guarantees. This is very important that the United States gives such strong signal and is ready for security guarantees. And the second point, maybe the first, humanitarian direction, very important to exchange all the prisoners. And I think that President will help, and I was very thankful to be alive again, Mr. President, for the letter about our abducted children, and I hope that really it will be a historic role for the people to bring kids back to the families and be happy with their families. Yes, this is so important, and I'm happy that we discussed this track with President Trump, and I hope that we will find decisions. And then what is very important, that all the sensitive things, territorial, etc., we will discuss on the level of leaders during trilateral meeting, and President Trump will try to organize such meeting, and he said that he will come or not come. Ukraine will be happy if you will participate. Thank you, and I think this is very important. Yes, so security guarantees, bringing kids back, and all our people, not only warriors, first of all warriors, and all the civilians, journalists, a lot of people in prison. So we need them back, and guarantees which will work for the years we spoke about. And I showed the President a lot of details of the battlefield, on the map. Thank you so much. The map, by the way, it was great. Yeah. I'm thinking how to take it back.
We'll get you.
No. I think that we had constructive specific meeting, and I'm very thankful to all the leaders who are here, and you help a lot, and so we're happy that we have such big unity today. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much,
Mr.
President. I think you'll see that President Putin really would like to do something also. I think when we set that up, when we do, I think it's going to be when, not if. I think you're going to see some very really positive moves. I know there's over 1,000 prisoners, and I know they're going to release them. Maybe they're going to release them very soon, like immediately, which I think is great. But we're going to set that up today after this meeting. So very good and great remarks. I appreciate it. Mark, as head of NATO, maybe you could say a few words.
Yes, I will be very brief. I really want to thank you, President of the United States, dear Donald, for the fact that you, as I said before, broke the deadlock basically with President Putin by starting that dialogue. And I think it was in February that you had the first phone call, and from there we are now where we are today. And that is, I think, if we play this well, we could end this. And we have to end this. We have to stop the killing, we have to stop the destruction of Ukraine's infrastructure. It is a terrible war, so I'm really excited. And let's make the best out of today and make sure that from today onwards we get this thing to an end as soon as possible. I really want to thank you for your leadership, what you are doing for Oduber, but of course also all the European colleagues. It is really crucial. And the fact that you have said I'm willing to participate in the security guarantees is a big step. It's really a breakthrough, and it makes all the difference. So also thank you for that.
Well, NATO also has agreed from 2% to 5%, which is something that is a massive amount of money, and it's 2% that wasn't always paid to 5% that is paid. It's a big difference, and so we appreciate that. It was a great move. Thank you very much. Ursula, maybe on behalf of the Commission, you could say a couple of words.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here. It's a very important moment. Indeed, we are here, Europeans, as friends and allies. We had a fantastic NATO summit. Together as the two largest and biggest economies in the world, we had the largest trade deal ever agreed. And now we are here to work together with you on a just and lasting peace for Ukraine. Stop the killing. This is really our common interest, stop the killing. And indeed, it's very good to hear that we're working on the security so important. But I want to thank you also that you mentioned the thousands of Ukrainian children that have been abducted. As a mother and grandmother, every single child has to go back to its family. This should be one of our main priorities also in these negotiations, to make sure that the children come back to Ukraine to their families.
Thank you, and we did. I was just thinking we're here for a different reason, but we just a couple of weeks ago made the largest trade deal in history. So it's a big thing, and congratulations. That's great. Thank you very much. Mr. Chancellor of Germany, very great leader.
Mr. President, Donald, many thanks for having us today. I think this is extremely helpful that we are meeting and hearing that the two of you are having such a good meeting today here in Washington. The next steps ahead are more complicated ones. The path is open. We opened it last Friday. But now the way is open for complicated negotiations. And to be honest, we all would like to see a ceasefire, the latest from the next meeting on. I can't imagine that the next meeting would take place without a ceasefire. So let's work on that, and let's try to put pressure on Russia, because the credibility of these efforts we are undertaking today, are depending on at least a ceasefire from the beginning of the serious negotiations from next step on. So I would like to emphasize this aspect and would like to see a ceasefire from the next meeting, which should be a trilateral meeting wherever it takes place.
Well, we're going to let the president go over and talk to the president, and we'll see how that works out, and if we can do that. I will say, and again I say it, in the 6 wars that I've settled, I haven't had a ceasefire. We just got into negotiations, and one of the wars was, as you know, in the Congo was 31 years long. Another one that we settled last week with 2 great countries was 35 years going on, and we had no ceasefire. So if we can do the ceasefire, great. And if we don't do a ceasefire, because many other points were given to us, many points were given to us, great points. Please, Georgia, go ahead.
Well, thank you very much, Donald, Mr. President, for hosting us today in this important meeting. And I think it is an important day, a new phase, after 3 years and a half that we didn't see any kind of sign from the Russian side that there was a willing for dialogue. So something is changing, something has changed, thanks to you. Thanks also to the stalling in the battlefield, which was achieved with the bravery of Ukrainians and with the unity that we all provided to Ukraine. And the reason why I mention it is that we also have to remind that if we want to reach peace and if we want to guarantee justice, we have to do it united. So that's why it's a very good day, the one we are in. You can obviously count on Italy as it was from the beginning. We are on the side of Ukraine, and we do absolutely support your efforts towards peace. We will talk about many important topics. The first one is security guarantees, how to be sure that it won't happen again, which is the precondition of every kind of peace. I'm happy that we will discuss about that. I'm happy that we will begin from a proposal which is the, let's say, Article 5 model, which was Italian at the beginning. So we are always ready to bring our proposals for peace, for dialogue. It's something we have to build together to guarantee peace and to defend the security of our nation. So thank you, Mr. President, for hosting us.
Thank you very much. Emmanuel.
Thank you, Mr. President, for organizing this meeting and for your commitment. And everything was said, but I just have to say here, everybody around this table is in favor of peace. And we work very hard, and we've worked very hard during the past few years to have a peace which is a robust and long-standing peace. This is why the idea of a trilateral meeting is very important, because this is the only way to fix it. And by the way, I think as a follow-up, we would need probably a quadrilateral meeting, because when we speak about security guarantees, we speak about the whole security of the European continent. And this is why we are all united here with Ukraine on this matter. In order to organize such a trilateral meeting, you are there to ask for truce, ceasefire, at least to stop the killings, as we discussed, is a necessity. And we all support this idea. And in order to have such a long-standing peace for Ukraine and for the whole continent, we do need the security guarantees. And the first one is clearly a credible Ukrainian army for the years and decades to come. And the second one is our own commitments, all of us. And we worked very hard during the past few months among the coalition of the willings, with the support of NATO, to build different pillars of security guarantees and our commitments. And you can be sure that the Europeans are very lucid about the fact that they have their fair share in these security guarantees for Ukraine, but their own security is clearly at stake in this situation. So you can count on us as we can count on you in order to deliver this robust peace for both Ukraine and Europe. Thank you very much, everyone.
Mr. Prime Minister.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, and thank you for hosting us here. Can I start where Emmanuel started, which is we all want peace. The war in Ukraine has had a huge impact, particularly on the Ukrainians who are on the brunt of it, but it's also had an impact on Europe and on the United Kingdom as well, the family and community that hasn't been affected. And when we talk about security, we're talking about the security not just of Ukraine, we're talking about the security of Europe and the United Kingdom as well, which is why this is such an important issue. I think this is such an important meeting. As a group, I think we've had a discussion on the phone a number of times, Mr. President, but be able now to be around the table to take it forward. And I really feel that we can, I think, with the right approach this afternoon, make real progress, particularly on the security guarantees. And your indication of security guarantees, or some sort of Article 5 style guarantees, fits with what we've been doing with the Coalition Willing, which we started some months ago, bringing countries together and showing that we were prepared to step up to the plate when it came to security. With you coming alongside, the US alongside what we've already developed, I think we take a really important step forward today, a historic step actually, come out of this meeting in terms of security for Ukraine, security in Europe. I also feel that we can make real progress towards a just and lasting outcome. Obviously that has to involve Ukraine, and a trilateral meeting seems a sensible next step, so thank you for being prepared to take that forward, because I think if we can ensure that that is the progress out of this meeting, both security guarantees and some sort of progress in a trilateral meeting of some sort to bring some of the difficult issues to a head, then I think today will be seen as a very important day in recent years in relation to a conflict which has gone on for 3 and a bit years, and so far nobody's been able to bring it to this point. So thank you.
Well, thank you very much. And it's very interesting because this is the first for the White House. They can't say that very often. I've seen a lot over the years, since 1800, 1799 to be almost exact. But this is the first where we've had so many prime ministers, presidents, the heads of European nations. And by the way, Alex, I'd like you to say a couple of words too. You're a young, powerful man. Before I finish up, I want you to say a couple of words. Go ahead.
I'll take the notion of youth back to my wife and try to convince her. Thank you very much, Mr. President. I think in the past 2 weeks we've probably had more progress in ending this war than we have in the past 3.5 years. And I think the fact that we're around this table today is very much symbolic in the sense that it's Team Europe and Team United States helping Ukraine. And the progress that we're looking out of this meeting is about the security guarantees, which are a big part of this. And then, of course, moving towards a process with a trilateral meeting with you and President Putin and President Zelensky. Some of the international media might wonder, why is the President of Finland here? I think the reason is probably that we might come from a small country, but we have a long border with Russia, over 800 miles. And we, of course, have our our own historical experience with Russia from World War II, the Winter War and the War of Continuation. And if I look at the silver lining where we stand right now, we found a solution in 1944, and I'm sure that we'll be able to find a solution in 2025 to end Russia's war of aggression, find and get a lasting and just peace. The situation is very difficult, but that's why we're here.
Thank you, Alex, very much. Good job. So we're going to be meeting for a while, and we're going to discuss some of the issues. And I don't think there's any issue that's overly complex. It's at a point now where people want to do things. I really do believe, I've known him for a long time. I've always had a great relationship with him. I think President Putin wants to find an answer too. And we'll see. And in a certain period of time, not very far from now, a week or 2 weeks, we're going to know whether or not we're going to solve this, or is this horrible fighting going to continue. We'll do our best to get it ended. And I believe you have two willing parties, and usually that's good news, but two willing parties that want to make a deal. And we'll journey together, and we'll go over and we'll see if it can be done. And it's possible it might not be able to be done. On the other hand, it's possible it will. It will save thousands and thousands of lives a week. And so it's something we really have to do. And, or at least we have to give it our best. That's all you can do. You can give it your best. And I think we may have a very good outcome. So I want to thank you all, and the media, I want to thank you. We're going to be staying here for a little while. Then we're going to walk over to the Oval Office, and we're going to have another little discussion about similar matters. And then they're going to go home to their great countries and report. And I'm going to remain here and work, and you're going to go and work. We're all going to be working. We may be in a different location, but that's what we know how to do, is work. But I want to thank the media. Has been actually very fair, generally speaking, very fair. I think it's important that they're fair, because this is a very important subject. We have to get it ended, and so that's all we ask for, is fairness with the media. Thank you all very much. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Gone over this.
For those meetings, yeah, the press lately has been kicked out pretty quickly and pretty ceremoniously out of these discussions. Right now, we do not have any press coverage, guys. Back to you.
We just quickly here, because we've been getting out of NVIDIA as we've been talking about all of this. It's just, we made the move down. The futures did retrace back a little bit there into into the 50 period. So I started covering. So more covers there, and now NVIDIA's coming down just a tad bits here. So we're gonna have to watch out for this NVIDIA play. I'm gonna stop out now if it breaks 182. We've already taken enough money out of this to be happy with ourselves. So we're gonna do that now, and hopefully be able to rejoice what we've done so far. So I only have now 30% left. So our worst out is 39s recently, so that was going to be a pretty good spot for us. So let's see if we can now hold on to this and get back to the upside, as we're bouncing right now off the 50 period moving average. So I will cancel my stop order right now and put another one, because we do not want this trade to turn against us, even if it's 30%, right? And shout out to everybody that's like, wow, we've been on since COVID. Yeah, man, we've been on since 2019. We've been on since before then. So thank you for finding us now, and you know, just keep coming back, man. There's a lot more to come right now. 181.90. Am I long at? All right, let's go 97. Let's give it a little bit of a break spot right there. So we'll hit offer, enter. We'll get out of 100% of what we have left if it does go back up there. And you know what? Let's get a 5% more right there. We'll put an offer at 24. Maybe it comes up, maybe it doesn't, but that was our first sort of areas where we started getting out, was here in the 20s as we played this break. So we just played the break. There we go. So we get an ARCA order there through 24. So now let's go 27s. I actually got in trouble, but not in trouble, but I was speaking with the owners around here, and they're like, ever since Sean started saying ARCA became one of the top gateways. What I have to tell you is I just use basically any gateway So just pick your favorite and use it. So I just use ARCA. That's ARB or ARCX sometimes if you see it. On the level 1 is just it's an easy one. You can use NASDAQ, EDGX. They're all basically the exact same, and they all pretty much pay you the exact same also. So I don't want to give the impression that it's the only gateway I use, because we do business with BATS and EDGX and NASDAQ and all of that. But,
the only difference is between the ones that pay you a rebate and the ones where you pay to add liquidity. You might get, those will fill faster, but if you use them all the time, you just slowly are paying fees, which doesn't make a lot of sense. As long as you're paying, as long as you use one that pays you, I think you're going to be good to go. Although there's one interesting note on gateways. When that MIEX had their IPO last week, that's the Miami exchange. That was, I wasn't sitting here, and sometimes you get up and it's like the inopportune time. The MIEX gateway, like literally the MIAX gateway, was the order that was holding this thing at $30 on the bid. You could just see it. They were just sitting on the bid for hundreds of thousands of shares, and when it broke, it just did a very clean move down, like $1.40, clean. And it was on that gateway. So like somebody using, I guess the underwriters were like, well, we might as well bid on the gateway of the actual exchange. And that's done really well. So lo and behold, everyone gets all excited about Bullish, right? And Bullish was up the first day and down the rest. And a boring exchange, which, let's be real, they print money. You add liquidity and you get a fee, we remove liquidity, and you pay slightly more than that. So that spread gets made every single time there's an execution on these gateways. And volume is up, that's great, and they get a bit of piece of that, and that's congratulations to them. But this is done better than I expected. Like, it's been up. Like, look, at the open you would have lost money, I think, if you took it, the opening print, but it's been up multiple days in a row, the Miami exchange. So it's a successful IPO that we didn't even know.
I just, I didn't think 5-letter symbols were showing up down there, but it's fine if it is. It doesn't matter. This HGRAF, I don't know, it's one of the top volumes here today on the OTC market. So I just hopped over to it. It was actually blocked in our system. It's not doing anything. I was just sort of scanning.
What is it?
I don't know. It's Harmony Hydrograph Clean Power. I don't know. It's been doing volume. So I always sort of just, when the market gets slow, I kind of look around and try to figure out, where's my here? Hold on a second. What I want to go to is this market activity, current market. So this is what I do. I just sort by trades, and we've talked about this with Jeff on the air, so this is no secret to what we're doing. And I just saw that it had 8,000 trades today. It's 8 million shares. So it was actually blocked.
Having a desk setup that you love working at is a necessity. Now this is the Desky Dual Sit-Stand Desk.
Our next guest knows all about Putin. Mike Pompeo was Secretary of State and CIA Director under Donald Trump and joins us now. Welcome, Mr. Secretary. Thank you for your service to our country. Take us inside that room. What is Putin like? How do these negotiations progress? The media wants immediate gratification. I assume these things take time.
Troy, it's great to be with you. Thanks for giving me the chance to speak with you tonight on this incredibly important topic. This matters to America to get this right. We can't see this Russian aggression as having proven victorious. Look, my guess is in that room, it would have been much like when I was in the room with those two leaders. It's tense. President Trump is charming. Vladimir Putin tries to be even more charming. As a former KGB agent, he is a trained professional at that. He would have gone through all the litany of history and how Ukraine was part of Russia. But as you said in the open, Donald Trump sees through all that. He gets it. It's why he provided Javelin missiles to Ukraine to defend itself in the first administration. Frankly, it's why Vladimir Putin didn't invade Ukraine during Trump 1. I don't know the details of what progress was made. I think we'll hear that and most importantly see that in the days ahead. But make no mistake about it, I think Donald Trump understands that Ukraine will make the decisions about its real estate and that we can support the Europeans in defending themselves and represent America well by doing so.
Mr. Secretary, Ukraine has already suffered mightily. What do you think President Zelensky's message tomorrow when he meets with President Trump will be? And more importantly, perhaps, what do you think President Trump's advice or message back to Europe will be in terms of maybe seeking peace or better yet, consequences if Russia continues to slow walk the process?
Trey, I think there'll be three things. One, I think he'll tell President Zelensky, look, there's a deal to be had here. Don't look for perfect. Take good enough. Your nation has been through a lot. You can get an outcome here that preserves the independence, political independence, and sovereignty of your country. That President Trump will say he believes that's true. I also agree. I think there's a path to achieve that. Second, I think he'll say to the Europeans, you all made some promises. You were going to spend all this money on your defense. You were going to do the hard work. Now's the time to do the heavy lifting. President Trump said last night, he said that, on Friday night, he said, look, we're prepared to provide American security guarantees, but I am confident he will make sure that Europe is leading in that effort. Then the last piece is, I think President Trump gets it. I think he understands Vladimir Putin didn't show up prepared to make all of the concessions that are necessary. More pressure on Russia is likely to follow, not only from the United States, but from the European nations as well.
Mr. Secretary, I'm sure it is not lost on you that Putin was nowhere near the bargaining table until sanctions were placed on India. So there are ways to get Putin's attention, even if it's through secondary sanctions of other countries. What should we be looking for if President Trump does not think sufficient progress is being made? Where should we be looking for these sanctions? I mean, the Russian economy is already not thriving. Where should our viewers be looking to see whether or not there are going to be other consequences for Putin?
Trey, I think the first thing to look at is those secondary sanctions, not only on India, which has fueled the Russian economy by buying cheap crude oil, but by other nations, including China, Chinese banks. I'm confident President Trump will tell them, hey, you guys can't keep funding and underwriting this. Second, I think you'll see President Trump continue to push the Europeans, say, buy more weapons, buy American weapons, and allow the Ukrainians to make sure that they can stop the territorial advances. Every time Putin's army in the field makes 50 yards, 100 yards, a quarter mile, he says, no, this is worth staying at. I think President Trump will do all that is necessary to sell the weaponry to the Ukrainians so that they can, in the end, protect themselves and stop the Russian advances. When the Russian advances cease, the carnage that's been inflicted on the Russian military will prove of no value to Putin. And Putin's army in the field makes 50 yards, 100 yards, a quarter mile. He says, no, this is worth staying at. I think President Trump will do all that is necessary to sell the weaponry to the Ukrainians so that they can, in the end, protect themselves and stop the Russian advances. When the Russian advances cease, the carnage that's been inflicted on the Russian military will prove of no value to Putin, and he'll find a way out of this thing.
Few people, Secretary, have your resume. West Point, House Intel, Secretary of State, CIA Director. What are you going to be looking for next? What is the next sign of how this, is it the meeting tomorrow and what comes out of that? What is somebody like you going to be looking for?
Two things, Trey. One, the meeting tomorrow does matter. Not only will President Zelensky be there, but the other senior European decision makers. So amongst that group, they have the capacity to advance what President Trump was able to achieve in Anchorage. That is, they can begin to shape the ultimate outcome. And I hope that starts with a ceasefire. We'll see if they're able to get to a place where they can do that. Second, we should just watch what's going on the ground. Your point about the fact that Putin wouldn't have conceded what he had until the Europeans got in the game. We should make no mistake, he wouldn't have had this meeting with Joe Biden either. There was no chance of that. And so watch what happens on the ground. Do the Russians begin to set the stage for accepting that they're not going to get any more of Ukraine, they're not going to get any more of Europe? I think we'll start to see that in the days and weeks ahead, and then we'll watch President Trump evaluate whether Putin's done what's necessary to avoid even more pain to the Russian economy.
Secretary Mike Pompeo with a really unique resume and therefore a unique perspective on what we should be looking for in the days and weeks to come. It is always great to see you. Thank you for joining us on Sunday night.
Thanks, Trey. Great to be with you. So long.
Yes, sir. You take care.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interview.
two people could win a Lamborghini Huracan Sterrato, a Hennessy Velociraptor.
Just kind of lenticular. Hello, welcome to Tri-Cities Powerhouse Comic Con. Almost. Got the sewing machine. The Nintendo jacket. And the Halo Doom shirt. We are officially open. Got a London Beach here. Including got the licensed by Pogs. The Donkey Kong Country Pog pitching game. I do remember Pogs being a thing. I was never into them, but we're already there. We're gonna bring. We can bring them back. Usually everything comes back in fashion every 10, 15 years. Always love seeing my friends at 8-Bit Plus Gaming from Nampa, Idaho, but here in Tri-Cities today. So always love to see what kind of games we can find here. They were in Utah and brought like Voxel Samson and so much other cool stuff too. But again, at a Comic-Con, games specifically don't sell too well. Love the fidgets. These are kind of last call on these guys. But I could use some more Switch 2 games. And the two games that they have here so far are the two games I already have. Oh, yeah, you don't have this yet, but this is also, it's a game card key. I want the game. I already have boxes for games. Hey, trust me, I had kids for a long time. I have a lot of empty boxes, and they keep losing the cartridges, so they're all just boxes anymore anyway. But maybe we'll find something cool. Hey, you know what? That Animaniacs game ain't so bad. It's a game that not a lot of people talk about. Hey, we got Shadow the Hedgehog. We can get this and get Boobly over there to sign it. Yeah, the guys here too. Kirby's Air Ride is one that still surprises me too, because it used to be like a $10, $20 game or something, then all of a sudden $100 game or something. What do they have on it? Just out of curiosity. $100. Less than $100. See, look at that. I'm already saving money. Little metal wall hanging sign things too are pretty cool. Oh, there's a good one. That Chrono Trigger. Oh, Silent Hill. Nice and simple. I love it. I never thought about these. The debit credit card covers or stickers. So makes it look not as boring credit card into a cassette. Oh, here's that one he was talking about last night. Pikachu. Yeah. Check out the Ultra sneakers as well. Little tiny. All these keychains, like realistic food. Looks like something out of an Ghibli film here. So delicious. It won't spill out. With the chicken. Actually, this oddly feels like a chicken wing. It has the same weight to it and everything on this little mock heat lamp. That's so cool. And these guys always bring cool stuff here. The animated. You can use a new little keychain strap too. I'll find something in here. The one I have for my keychain currently is the one I came with the dealership. And it's good enough. It's a wrist strap that I never use, but I do like having a little tag or tassel. It makes it easier for me to find them early in the morning. We have this Kirby one here. This Kirby one's pretty cool. Oh yeah. Chavo. Coming up. Very heavy.
They actually sell those ones now for like
Join us.
where you can just film on your phone.
Coming up September 14th. Chavo Room here live. Forward to it. When in doubt, yo, Gabba Gabba. This is a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, apparently. So, love to see the Funkos here. The original Squishmallow. Fun stuff. With all the Funkos you can manage. So many figures. I always love these, but man, I don't have any place to put them. But would love something like a Lupin or a Ranma or something like that. And there's a lot of itchy stuff too. Something cool anyway. Oh. Got the Sonic Arcade here. We get the Sonic guys to sign up while we're here. And they check for props at the front door. You walk straight in. Just shove a sword. Or a keyblade. Or some kind of thing. I mean, these have all been pre-approved. So, but still. Some snacks. Hello Kitty chocolate marshmallow. These here too. These are really good.
Same old phone? Nah. Upgrade to the new Galaxy Z Fold 7. From your first note.
I do love the name Expo. Right. I've never seen anyone do that yet. October 18th and 19th. Crypt Keeper, gonna be there. And so many more too. Oh, perfect, just in time for Halloween too. Ta-da! I was thinking about it, so many of these like mini-sized Halloween chocolates and all that. It's like, I think I've only ever eaten them at Halloween. I don't think I've ever had a full-size 100 grand or anything. Just a Halloween thing. Tailspin. Don Carnage. Love Tailspin. This is cool. Cool side. I'm not really much for the Funkos here, but I do love Ronma. So, nice to see what there is. There's so many of them anymore. It's hard to keep up. Oh. You totally need them.
And the blue ones.
Oh, there you go. Duck.
It's a pair.
Alright. Maybe like the, if you're in a good mood, you wear those. If you're in a sad mood, you wear those. But we can
And if you're in a Totoro mood.
If you're in a Totoro mood.
You can wear those.
I wear those anyway. My ears pierced, but still. Make it worth it just for those. WCW comics. I have a few of these. My friend Tim, my coworker, gave me a few of them. Always find more of the WCW comics. You can see some kind of cool reimagined toys. You can find them there on the socials. But they'll do like this. You can kind of see what's going on here. Those. These here. Love it. Like when people do stuff like this, you know. Oh, come on. How cool. This is super crazy. The Iron Cheek. It is a Comic-Con, so you're gonna find lots of comics here. Except for the old X-Men over here. So you got all these here, and then across the way, all these here. So there's no excuse when you're walking through. It's like, I didn't see you over here. I was looking over here. Well, that's me too. So, anything cool or exciting? Anything? Yeah. Only $40 for Detective Comics. Oh well, you know. Okay. Sure. See, only $50. Deals. Yeah. Oh, I like that Legend of Zelda one. Oh, there you go. Yeah, first print run. I know. Oh, here's like a Super Mario World. Adventure of Super Mario World. What do you got? Oh, sorry. 4,000. I can see how you get that mixed up there. Oh my goodness. Yeah, never know what you're gonna find here in Tri Cities. Jeez, Jay. Jeez, Jay. Nothing sold. Nothing sold today. Why not? Why is that? Yeah, it's not open yet. That's why I haven't sold yet. Well, I like what I have. My usual stuff. The homebrews I make, the video games I make. You know, gotta love the best label of all time right there. Second best label of all time right there. my awesome air fresheners, get you a chance to check them out in person. And then bloody handprints. What is up? Jay made these. It's like, well, you're coming to the show with me. You can bring something. These are also available on Etsy, so whatever doesn't sell here, you can check out a link in the description. It's on my Etsy channel, but I just give them the cash for those. So if you need a bloody handprint, yeah. Why are you such into horror? Why are you the horror fan? Having fun so far, Jay? No. Having fun so far, Leo?
Yes.
Okay. Oh yeah, you look so similar. You look so similar. My goodness. All right. Yeah. What was those hearts in your hair?
Yeah.
Like the Chaos Emerald necklace with like the Chow characters, right? That's amazing. Oh, hand sculpted. Oh, I love it. Oh, that's good. What are you most proud of here? We got the neck bracelets and everything too, the earrings. Okay. Oh. Oh, well, congratulations, yeah. Oh my goodness. I love it. Cool. And where can we, is this you on socials? All right, cool. So whatever is left over here, it'll be too late.
2025 IRS tax forgiveness now has open enrollment. It's easy to qualify. Get up to 99% of.
I know that Sonic one there is amazing. Thank you. Yeah, I love this little platform here too. Thank you. Yeah. I'm afraid to step on it though. That might be bad luck, right? Which one do you like? I'm liking this one here.
Oh, the Sonic. I really like the Kirby.
Yep, time for the second act. This is all the lights flicker. That's some good stuff. Yeah. What are you thinking?
Posters?
Yeah. There we go. The stickers go quick, huh? Yeah, these are really good. That's good. What are you getting, Leo?
Definitely the Kirby. Obviously, you gotta represent your board.
That's right.
And then
this is where you can find them. Commissions are open. I'm not going to ask you about your weirdest commission.
You sure you want to?
I could.
So what is my weirdest commission?
Yeah, so I was not going to ask, but you sounded pretty happy to talk about it. Oh, okay. Well, that would.
That's relatively tame.
Right. No, maybe something else. What was your coolest commission? Like, what was the one you're like, oh, what a good idea? The one that you're really happy to do here.
I think one of my coolest commissions is actually the steel ball poster there.
Okay.
Just because, one, I did not get to that point in JoJo because the wind out of me.
It kind of does, doesn't it? Yeah, great soundtrack, but oof.
Yeah, and so the perfume bottle that is inspired for that is a cricket bottle.
Oh, sure.
So someone made a perfume bottle based on like a cricket bottle. So it looks like a normal cricket bottle, but you twist it. And then
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
So I wanted to like have the
Sure.
bottle that he uses as that reference.
There we go.
Also another one, I guess one of the impactful ones is Free Red. So I didn't watch the anime until I got that as a show.
Okay.
And this one cried like a
Okay. What happened? Am I? Oh, okay. I know. Well, I'm on the other side there. I see Dennis the Menace here. That's cool. That's nice. See my view from my vantage point. A lot of great artists, including this guy. Hi, Chad. We've been staring at each friends from far away. I know it's been staring at this guy all day, Jay. I like the corner spot. I can kind of peruse around. Yeah, these chandeliers that have been here since the 70s. That's one thing we really need to talk about with the Red Lion Inn here in Pasco. Is this place is haunted? How do you know? Speak, touch, smell, taste. Is that ghost language for?
Yeah, for what?
I will. The Tri-Cities edition.
Yeah.
Oh, it's.
That's the story how characters came here and how many novels. Yeah.
Okay.
Like backstory.
Yeah, this is volume 1. Next year, volume 2, or how does that work? Okay. All right. What a fun idea. Yeah, that's what they do. They kind of.
We have normally like one per season.
Yeah.
Right now on issue number 6, but they started a new series with Tri-Cities just for this one.
Oh, I love it. What a fun idea. Commissioning the local artists here.
From Gem State that Jamie Intl did for us.
Okay, yeah.
He was doing Supergirl at the same time, and you will see that they're like the same pose as different costumes.
Oh, how fun. So that's coming up. That's going to be in Boise coming up here next May. And then this was done by one of the local artists too, right?
He's from out of Salem.
Oh, yeah, but he's here. I mean, he's just at the show,
Yeah.
so.
And this is Louis Rivera. So yeah, and this is Point Slam. One of the benefits of the crowd.
Very nice.
So whoever makes most of those shows gets it.
Yeah. Yeah, saw him down the way, and there's the other people at the show. The programs are nicely done too. Got the map. Who's here? Including the artists. You know, there's a Comic-Con showcasing the artists, and then the panels and all that too. So, and then these are the other shows that they host throughout the area. So we have one here in Tri-Cities now. It's kind of a co-feature of the show too. Is they actually have somebody come out that has kind of like the Harry Potter trolley cart. They'll come by and just with a trolley full of drinks and sodas and sandwiches and whatever, salads. So that way, people who are sitting at their table who don't want to get up and leave, they'll just come to you and then sell it to you for a nominal fee. I grabbed a Coke from him yesterday for like $2, but I think I'll be okay today. But cool that they offer this service. I thought it was a lot of fun. Big fan. I mean, the Coke is someone else's, but big fan of this hydration station too. A few spots around here, free water. We always need more water.
These 100% grass-fed beef sticks from Paleo Valley are 30 sticks for just $36 right now. But before you go and buy them, here are 5 reasons I.
going to 121.7 Beechcraft Golf Sierra Kilo. Melek Ground Beechcraft Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Kilo request taxi to parking.
Beechcraft Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Kilo taxi to general aviation parking via taxiway.
Melek Ground Beechcraft Golf Sierra Kilo, say again please.
Beechcraft Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Kilo taxi to general aviation parking using taxiway.
Taxiing to general aviation parking via taxiway Beechcraft Golf Sierra Kilo.